What is going on, guys? This is Kyle from the Shadow Realm, and today we're going to be going over kind of a little bit of a different approach to a video than what we usually do. I know what you're used to by now is us on camera with a different mic, and we're showing you the cards as we're going, but in this video I'm going to be voicing over, just so the mics stay the same. We're going to be voicing over the Cyberse combos that I pre-recorded, so we're going to go over those. But before we get into that, I just want to give a huge thanks to everyone who watched the Cyberse video. I did not expect it to go over 1,000 views, so that was really awesome. We got a lot of nice feedback, and a lot of people wanted to see what this deck can do in terms of the combos. When we say combos, we're not talking about infinite hand loops or infinite anything. When I use combo very loosely in this kind of way, so it's basically you can get a pretty nice board fairly consistently. You can actually make a first turn U board with this deck. It is very hard to pull off, and it's not very consistent, but I will show it anyway just for fun, you know, 'cause it is a casual deck at the moment. So I get a question that I get a lot is why it isn't very competitive. And the reason Cyberse really is not competitive right now is because the cards are just too fair. You know what I mean? They have too much drawback, and they're not really powerful enough. The best that we got is Lady Debug, which is like a Stratos, but not very good. And the reason I say that is because it has to be level 3 or lower, and you know, that's hindering. But honestly, it's the only search I use in the deck for a monster. So if it gets ashed, it's not a huge deal, but it can hinder your future plays. So the way I actually run the deck is, I said it in the video too. I focus on just dumping the hand, where I see a lot of decks go for the normal monster engine, which uses Promptorn, and you have to tribute a card, tribute a Cyberse monster, and then special summon that many normal monsters from your deck whose total level equals that monster. The only problem with that is if it gets ashed, you're actually losing a card, and the whole setup is just worthless. And I know it's kind of a harsh word, but also the normal monsters are huge brick, so I didn't go with that. However, we do got new support coming out that'll help us draw some cards, so I might play test with those in Soul Fusion. I'm not going to go for the fusion monster because it's kind of not very good, but its effect to search any spell is pretty absurd, but it's not that good. So anyway, let's start with the first video. Alright, so with this video, this actually is not the combo to U-board, but I actually do U-board with this hand. So of course this is assuming like no disruption or anything, and going second, which is pretty good. So first we're going to want to upstart. That's always an excellent way to start a turn. And you got Scapegoat is probably the best card to use right now. Yeah. Now you can normal summon the backup, then special summon Secretary, then special summon your White Hat. So you didn't use the backup operator effect, but it's still a good card. So you want to go into your Pentastag. This is the easiest to go in by far. Then you're going to want to go into your Transcode, using his effect to bring back Pentastag. So you have some pretty good stuff there, and of course we're going to banish 2 to summon the Degrade Buster. Again, really good card. And we can use Backdoor on our turn since it's a quick play in case they want to do anything, so we get to search. Then we're going to use Buster's effect and attack, and then like I was saying, we can use Backdoor on our turn. but we're not going to do that. We're actually going to go right into Xcode Talker, because he makes it so our opponent cannot use the zone transcode points to, and neither of them can be targeted. Transcode Talker is a 3300 and Xcode's a 28. So we can do backdoor on our opponent's turn, and we can scapegoat. So we're actually going to backdoor first. All right, that's not how the chain works, but yeah, we're gonna we're gonna scapegoat for sure. And as you can see, so there are some pretty interesting interactions here, but probably the best starter card would be Dotscaper in this scenario because of its recursion. You can either go into this or Lady Debug. I guess it really doesn't matter. Whoa, I hit the table there. So you bring back Xcode. So that zone can be used now since it's only when it's link summoned. But you have all these tokens, which is very, very nice. We should probably go into... Is this Firewall? I think we're going to the Firewall. I mean, Firewall's pretty nice. Would be very nice. Yep, okay, Firewall, cool. There's the Facilitator. Still not banned. Can't be destroyed. Gains 500 attack. Really cool. So we're gonna, alright, so we're gonna link summon Link Rebo. Dotscaper's gonna come back. And then from Firewall Dragon's effect, we're just gonna put out that Ash that we're not gonna use. Let's be real. Because we're trying to win this turn. The whole point of the deck is to spam the board. And I think this is Underclock. That's what I would guess. Yep, Underclock Taker. Another really good card. And of course, with Firewall, we're gonna bring back two things. So both of them can be summoned, which is why Firewall's awesome. So we're gonna summon the White Hat because we control two Cyberse monsters. Now we're gonna, of course, link spam again, right into the Tri-Gate Wizard. Very powerful. And since it was removed, I can special summon Degrade from my hand, because it says must first be special summoned from my hand. So, and since I already did that effect earlier the turn, we can still do that. So that's a pretty good board right here. And then that's the U board if your opponent's not using the zone. So pretty cool. Pretty cool playback. That's a really good board. If you can get it like that, that's just the interaction you can see. Alright, so this demo is mostly a hand that you'll probably see most of the time. Going second, I guess. Yeah, this deck likes going second, just because that one extra card. Because like I said, the whole thing with this deck is the hand, because you run out of resources so easily. With your hand as a resource, I mean. So we're going to go off Desires. The Ash is kind of not a good draw, but the Soul Charge is alright, going turn 1. But we're not going turn 1, so not great. And we cannot special summon the Degrade Buster, which is unfortunate. But again, when I was telling people Link Disciple is so good because it makes the token turn into an effect monster. A Cyberse effect monster. So really good. Now we can summon Degrade Buster. Oh, we're not going to do... Oh yeah, because we want to use them before they're gone. So use World Legacy Succession, just another Monster Reborn. Go right into Transcode. Activate Transcode. This is a pretty normal play here. Pentastag. And then now you can activate Degrade Buster, which he's a pretty good boss monster all by himself too. 2500 and you can banish something. So pretty good card. He's kind of a brick, as you can see from the opening. But I mean, if you get him out, he's pretty good. So what I would do is probably activate his effect before going into Xcode, but you can do whatever you want. So there's the Xcode, makes it so it can't be used. The zone that transcode points to, we're going to make it so we can't use it. Neither can be targeted. transcode's 3300 and Xcode is 28. And I believe that's the whole thing there. That was what I would have drawn next, and this board is what you usually want. So, that's the pretty normal board, and when you continue your plays, you keep going from there. Is specifically the turn 1 U-board combo instead of the other video that was like 2 turns. So this one you can actually do turn 1. But it is very specific. You have to draw these exact cards, which is not very intuitive. So, but it is still possible, turn 1, for this to be done. And it's not an unbreakable U-board, so unfortunate. And that cannot get ashed. like when I said this isn't very consistent, I was being serious, but mainly with these videos, I want you guys to see the interaction of the deck, all the different things you can do. So again, this is an evolving deck. This isn't the final version at all. We're getting new support. So after many playtests, I realized that you can literally only do this with Flame Administrator and his diagonal arrow. The only possible way. So you're going to specifically summon degrade there, and the reason is his summoning effect is not once per turn, so you're going to bounce him with her, then special summon your white hat. So you have a degrade again you can use at your disposal. Banishing 2 is kind of hard though, so we're just going to go right into the backup secretary. The easy summon. So now what we want to do, it's very tricky, thinking about what to do next. I believe it's underclock. Yep. Underclock's probably the best option. I don't think, probably gonna soul charge first. Yeah. So soul charge. Bring the 2 back. So you're only paying 2,000. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. So you got a full board again. Almost a full board. So you're doing pretty well. But what you're going to want to do is probably Firewall. No, not yet. Firewall will be involved though. He has to be. He's the face of all this. I mean, other than that it's a breakable U-board, it's still a pretty cool U-board. So now we're going to activate his effect to bring back Underclock. Now we can only special summon Cyberse monsters for the rest of the turn, but that's fine, because it doesn't limit us on what we can summon. So now we're going to go into the Trigate, which is awesome. And then we're going to use the Degrade Buster again. Summon there. Now you're almost at the U-board. Almost. You could literally just go into it right now with Backup Operator, but we're going to save her for later. And then we're going to activate Firewall, bringing back the Degrade, because Firewall is just good. And there's the board, and then you can put the Degrade Buster wherever you want. So again, this is not a perfect U-board, but there are a lot of cool plays you can do with the deck. That's all I'm trying to show here. I think honestly what was cooler about the other video was the fact that that one wasn't on purpose. Like, I didn't purposely do the U-board there, but the better thing with this is that this is a turn 1 U-board, so that's also something you gotta keep in mind. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different than what we usually do, but if you want to see more and tell us what we could do to improve, obviously besides the camera and mic quality, that is a problem I'm working on, but of course I am also in college. I can only do so much. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, and let me know if you liked the video in the comments, and yeah, just let us know if you want any other videos. So, thank you again so much for watching and for all those views, and we'll see you in the next video.
I'm going to jail!